Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. You're probably wondering, what is team doing now? Well, we're really excited about today because we try, even during the pandemic, a lot of distancing and mask and you name it. But this is the fourth event that we have had since the COVID virus. So we are so happy to keep our thinking caps on and see what we can come up with next, and you're next. So we're so glad the parents are involved. They're here today. We normally in February have African American Youth Heritage Day, and many of you have been in attendance of that Heritage Day. God put that on my heart many years ago. I forgot how many. How many are we at, Barb? 13, 14? But it just keeps growing, and we keep meeting new students. And this is a spin-off from the Heritage Day. We decided to do an essay contest. So that's why you're here. I always say the cream rises to the top. So you are the cream of all of the students that we extended this opportunity to. My colleagues will come and tell you a little bit more about the contest, but our outreach to the community is always to plant, to build, and to follow. We have students that have been with us since elementary school. They are now in college or grad school. So I expect to be with you all for quite a while, because after high school is college. I have 6 children and there were no options. 5 boys, there were no options. And they're all college graduates. And I'm just not gloating over that. I'm just very proud that God laid it on my heart to make sure they got what they needed. I always told my son, when you go apply for a job, the only thing they're going to say is, the thing they're going to say is, are you have your college degree? And they could attest that it has happened many times. So that's why I continue on that journey. And now I want to see all of you in that same vein. And you will be talking today about your essay, why you chose who you chose, and those kinds of things. Okay? We service the entire Pima County school districts, including the charter schools. Okay? So make sure you look at our events. We have quite a few that we do the course of the year. We have starting with January, February, our African American Youth Heritage Day. And then in June, after school is out, we have our SAFE program, Saturday Academic Program for Enrichment. And from 3rd grade to 12th grade. We want to make sure our 3rd graders are reading, because they need to understand what they're reading when they get into the 12th grade. Okay? So there's progression that goes on with that. We also added this winter, we had a 12 Days of Christmas, where they had to identify who we're talking about, who invented this. And they had a list they had to choose from, but they had to go and find out who invented the electric light, the air conditioning, so many things. I mean, I know you guys have gone online and you saw all the inventions that African Americans have not been credited for, but we know who they are, okay? So we want our children to know, so that's why we put them to that test, okay? I'm not gonna keep talking. I'm gonna turn this over to my 2 ladies, our colleagues. They have been, oh my goodness. I had something written down and I chose not to bring it because this is coming from my heart. Seriously, they have been, right arm, right leg, left leg, the whole body. There's so many things we could not have accomplished without these 2 ladies being a part of what we do. Mrs. Mosley is a volunteer, as well as Miss Stevens. She is on our board, our advisory board, and she does a host of other things. And you probably know more about her than anybody, because she's been emailing all of you. So I am just so proud of them. Belinda is an educator and she's at Sunnyside High School. Mrs. Mosley is a retired educator, and she does a lot of stuff. She's always swamped. So we try to keep her as busy as possible and thank her for her commitment to all that we do. So without these two ladies, we would not be here today, because I can't do it. Okay, I'm old school, and when I write a name down, check, and Belinda says, well, what happened to, we can go Google Dot, and I say, well, who is that? But all that to say, with this technology, I'm trying to catch up. It's going to take a minute, but I'm willing to learn. So with these two ladies at my side, I'm sure that will happen eventually. So with no further ado, I would like my two colleagues to come on up, Mrs. Mosley and Mrs. Stevens, and they'll take over from this point. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mrs. C. I had the honor of reading the essays. Me and my sister read the essays. Being a teacher, I've taught for 28 years in education in a school system. I taught in Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, and Arizona. And so being a part of the system, I developed a rubric for reading your essays so that I could be fair to all of you and use the same grading system to evaluate the prizes, because as you know, there is first, second, third, and then there's the BAM prize. I contributed to a special prize for the essay that I thought would be just exemplary, and so one of you has won that prize. And the interesting thing is that my sister, who's educated with a degree, read, but she didn't have a rubric. The very most interesting thing that happened is that she placed them in the same order as I did, and I used a rubric. So I got confirmation on what I was doing by the way that she read them, and she put them in order of how she thought what prize and so forth and so on. So we were identical. And so I want you to know that. One of the things that I used in evaluating the essays was the information that was on the sheet that was given to you, the information that was online for entering the contest, and the criteria that was used was making sure that the essay was typed in between 300 to 500 words, 12 pitch times New Roman, accepted format. You had to give it to us in an accepted format so we could read it, and you were graded on your grammar, spelling, and punctuation. Okay, and then depending on what you chose, the categories were to historical black college or university, so HBCUs, either you wrote about that, or you chose a prominent African American in the judicial or political system, you wrote about that. So the criteria was that you had, if you did the HBCUs, you had to do the history, includes when, where, why, and by whom it was founded, discuss specific achievements, accolades, share any unique attributes for the HBCU, and why you feel the HBCUs are important in society. And I put the most weight on your opinions in your essays, more so than the stuff that you could find online about the place. So you got the most credit for why you feel HBCUs are important in society. So that you got 20 points for it. Everything else was 10 points. If you chose a prominent African American in the judicial or political system, you had to give a brief discussion of their early life, their educational, professional background, their achievements and accolades, And then the most important thing was the impact for future generations to come. That's your opinion, and that's what is really valuable, is what your opinion shows what you got out of doing the essay. And so your opinion, your last part about the impact for future generations to come, was also worth 20 points. So I wanted you to know how the essays were evaluated and graded, what rubric I used to make sure that I was fair with everyone. That's about it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed reading them. I enjoyed your thoughts. I was given so much hope after reading your essays. So I want to let you know that was very, very important to me, and I think that you approached this whole contest with the right attitude, with all the things that you had to say. And so that's it, and we'll have Belinda come up.
Good afternoon, I'm Belinda Stevens, and I know you want to know who won what, so without further ado, wish I had a drum roll or something. All right, so we're going to start with our third place winners. We have two. Our first one is going to be Aaliyah Rogers from Tucson High School. If you can come up and get your certificates. And I think it's all ladies here. Aaliyah is our wonderful person that's going to start. So what you see her do, when you come up, you do the same thing, okay? She's now receiving her money, cash money.
They'll also have an opportunity to speak. Now you can read something, or you can just speak off the cuff.
So Leah's going to share with all of you, her questions. Thank you.
The thing that has motivated me to write about John Lewis was that he was the person that I heard in the news often about good things to help society. And within me writing, I learned about his accomplishments and what he achieved during his life. And he actually taught me that I can do whatever I set my mind to. And what encouraged me to write this was that he walked with Martin Luther King Jr. and he was one of the big six in the racial revolution in the 1960s. And now I have gained the courage to do whatever I want in life, even though I might have obstacles on the way, but I still will push myself to the best of my ability.
Thank you very much. So when you come up, we do have the answers to your questions that we emailed you. However, you can paraphrase that however you like, or just share what comes to your heart in the moment, okay? So our next third place winner, oh, and I forgot to mention, our third place winner received $50 cash. So the next person is Asma Saleh. You can stand here for your picture.
Your feet where the mark is.
All right, here you go, hon.
Just like Aaliyah, I also wrote about John Lewis, and what motivated me to write about John Lewis was that he was also a really prominent political figure, and looking at our current political climate, it's very I'm very intrigued to learn about political figures in general. And I learned about how much violence that the Black community endured, especially when trying to get voting rights. And it comes to no surprise that I don't really learn about the violence that the Black community endures because of like how watered down it is in our education system and stuff. So it was really eye-opening, and it definitely motivated me to learn more about political figures in the future and hopefully vote for like the right political leaders.
And I failed to say, Aaliyah Rogers is from Tucson High School. And Asma is from University High School. Thank you. All right, next for second place, we have one second place winner that's going to be receiving $75 cash. It's Hakima Abdul Kadir from Sunnyside High School. That mark? Perfect. Thank you. Come receive your money.
I'm Hakeem Abdul Kadir, and I wrote about Kamala Harris. I decided to choose Kamala Harris because she's a woman of no limitations. As a black person in America, you're always told what success looks like for you. And after researching about Kamala Harris, it was an eye-opener to me because no one should tell you what success should look like for you but you. And she's a woman of representation. It was always one goal after another for her. She didn't set a border on what success would look like for her and should look like for her. And I took something away from that. Kamala Harris actually went to a HBCU, and something that stuck with me is when attending a historically black school as a black person, you don't feel like a minority there because you're surrounded by people who share the same experiences as you. And she's vice president, so I mean, that I was very honored to research about her because she set not another step but a leap for future generation. Thank you.
Okay, now we're moving on to our first place winners who are receiving $100 cash today. From University High School, we have Esme Canelos. Congratulations.
Hello, I'm Esme Canelos, and I decided to write my essay on late Congressman John Lewis, who was also a prominent civil rights leader in the 1960s. I wanted to write about him because last year I watched his documentary Good Trouble, and it was deeply inspiring, and I just found like a sort of fascination within his life. After writing my essay, I learned more about his accomplishments and how much he has done for future generations. And this encouraged me to complete high school and go on to attend college. And thank you so much for this honor.
Thank you. And our next first place, we have several. First place winner for $100 today is Courtney Chesterett. Also from University High School. Here you go, hon. You could step on that mark.
I wrote about Maxine Waters, a congressman from California's 43rd Congressional District. I was motivated to write about her because she is an important political figure for women and people of color, and I wanted to learn how she progressed in a position that has not historically been filled by women of color. When I was researching her, I learned that she used to work at a segregated restaurant when she was a teenager, and this made me realize and think about how many African Americans still alive today experience segregation and how it is still a thing that applies to us today and affects our daily life as African Americans. And this affected my decision to further my education because it encouraged me to fill positions that have not historically been filled by women of color. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next first place honor is going to Michaela Highshaw. Michaela is also from University High School. If you can come get here. Should they move the chair to?
Move the chair to the front. He's gonna get the microphone.
Just one moment, we'll adjust it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What really inspired me to write this essay was an informational session I went to about Spelman College when I was first starting to consider what school I might want to go to. And I was always very nervous about the thought of one day I will graduate high school and go to college, and even if it's the U of A, which is right down the street from here, I still will have distance from my parents and my family and this life I've known for my entire life growing up in Tucson. So I was always scared by the thought of thinking about college or where I might go. But when I went to that Spelman informational session, for once I walked out feeling excited. I was ready, I was encouraged, and I wondered why. Why am I excited? Like, why am I feeling comfortable about this? And the reason is because HBCUs really provide a feeling of familiarity that you only feel in your own home. Because in your own home, you're surrounded by people that look like you. You feel confident in yourself so that you can go and pursue what you want to do. And HBCUs, they have that familiarity that helps you so that you can feel yourself and go and study what you're passionate about to your best potential. And I really was grateful for the opportunity to write this essay and reflect on that and what Spelman's meant for me and done for me already. One thing I learned while writing this essay is just how much Spelman and its service-driven alumni have done for the African American community. One in particular, Mae Jemison, really stuck out to me. She's the first Black woman to become an astronaut, and when she went up to space, she actually carried her school flag with her, so she was really proud of her HBCU education and what that gave to her, and how she's able to now give that opportunity for other Black women to become astronauts through her education at Spelman. This essay really helped me consider going to an HBCU when I graduate. There's so many options, but an HBCU really provides that support system that an African American student needs to succeed. And considering how much they've inspired me already, even though I don't even attend one at the moment, I can't even imagine how much they could help me excel if I were to attend one. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and our final first place winner for $100 is from Tucson High School, Imani Brent. You can stand on that mark.
Behind them.
Yeah, there you go, right.
I wrote about thank you for this opportunity, by the way. And I wrote about Shirley Chisholm. At first, when I wrote about her, I didn't really know much, just, the basics, like she was a congresswoman. But I learned that she actually was the first Black woman to run for president. And it just made me realize that we don't learn enough about prominent Black women in history at all. And I chose her also because Women's History Month was coming up, and I wanted to choose a powerful Black woman, and that paved the way for Black women to have a presence in the political field. And that is, sorry.
Thank you. And last but not least, our grand prize, the BAM Award for $200, goes to Adrielle Malera. And she's from Tucson High School.
I just want to say a little bit about Adrielle. Her essay was just heartwarming. It's part of it, and she covered the facts and covered everything, and it just stood out. Really, really stood out, and so that's why she got the BAM Award. My $200 donation to this whole essay contest. So I just wanted to say thank you again. It was really wonderful, and I appreciate all the work that you put in on your essay. Okay, go ahead.
I wrote about Kamala Harris, and the reason why I chose to write about her is, one, she was the obvious choice, but I realized I really didn't know much about her, and I found it very interesting to see over her career, everything she did to get to the point where she is, and it impacted my decision to pursue my education, because it made it feel like everything that I do and work for every day was to an event and was possible. It made it feel like all of the hours I spent late at night doing homework that I didn't want to be doing could actually lead me to achieving something. Kamala Harris she may be just not just the vice president, but after all the things that have happened this past year in the Black community, and her achieving what she did really was a symbol to me of how each and every one of us is so persistent, and no matter what we face and what we will continue to face, we will achieve our goals and get things done. So, thank you.
And now we're going to have our closing remarks by Ms. Seifers.
Let's give a round of applause for everybody. This was so beautiful, and we plan to make sure I got my clock here, so we're going to let everybody go as we said we would. Actually, we're really ahead of time, okay? So we're very, very grateful. And what warms my heart, I am not an educator, but I love education. And the more that I think about offering all of you an opportunity to get inside. You choose, you write. How are you going, if you're in college and you got to do a paper, how is that going to give you a cut above? And you've all demonstrated that today, and I'm so proud of you. I really am. You haven't seen the last of us. I hope you know that, because you're the cream, and we're just going to follow you, offer you opportunity to go forward. If you're struggling and you need counseling, not counseling, but assistance in a subject area, we've got tons of people that are really rooted and grounded in all of the areas. So please don't hesitate. I know you have Ms. Stevens' email and Miss Barbara Mosley's email. I haven't talked to you that much, but we're on Facebook, okay? We have a website, teemaz.org, and our secretary is Christina. If you put anything in there, I need help, she goes in, and we will get in touch with you, okay? We're about success, and I told you I have 6 children, 5 boys. 5. You guys are not easy, that's all I can say. My husband was a little passive, but I had 3 brothers, so and out of that, just think, this is going to continue. I have 15 grandchildren. All of them are out of college, and 3 are in. One's in med school. She's going to help grandma with her knee. She's going to be an orthopedic surgeon. I said, you better hurry up, because the knee is kind of hurting. And I'm just saying that because the sky is the limit. And I applaud my children because they see in their children what I saw in them, to encourage them to go on, to accomplish their dreams. So you never know how far this is going to go. We don't know, but we have to provide opportunity. And if anyone wants to give, you give to us, we give back. Always, we make a way if there is no way. We make it happen. We have the Cash App, we have PayPal, and then if you're old school like me, you just want to mail a check or a money order. You have a choice, okay? My son is on me now. Mom, you got to get Zelle. How can we send you any money? You don't have Zelle. Oh my goodness. I just don't go for it. But I'm growing. Okay, it's going to take a minute, but I'm going to get there eventually. But I praise God for all of you coming, and I don't want to miss anything. Just looking at a few things, Miss Barbara and Miss Belinda did an awesome job. Again, thank you. It's not easy. Barbara was sick for a while doing this, and she said, I'm getting to it, Marie, I'm getting to it. So I just thank her for her perseverance and bringing other people into the fold so that we can go forward. And parents, you need help supporting your kids. Okay, we're all pros. Barbara's got 2 college graduates, okay? Neuroscience. My daughter graduated from Tulane with a degree in neuroscience, and my son graduated from Yale with a degree in biomedical engineering. Okay, biomedical engineering and neuroscience. I mean, that's awesome. And Miss Belinda, she just got a graduate, and your daughter graduated in?
I have a daughter who just graduated from Grand Canyon University, Bachelor's of Fine Arts, and then I have a student that is, my youngest daughter is at ASU, majoring in business.
So we continue to go on with this. Now, you know you have the flyer with all the programs and services we offer, okay? The next thing coming up is our summer event, okay? We're going to do coding and science kits. We're going to do both of them, okay? I will be in touch with you. And it's not like every day. We have a Saturday academy in the summer. It's for like maybe 5-6 weeks at the most. Mrs. Mosley loves 6 weeks. But, you know, we work together. That's the teacher in her. Yeah, I told her, I'm not in it. Just a month. Just give me a month. But anyway, however long it takes, all right? So, and it's free. It's free. And you work on the computer. The coding and everything is online now. So, you know, I'm down with that. And then, we haven't missed a beat. Then in the fall, if they open up, okay, we're going on our Historical Black College tour. Okay, I don't know. How many, do we have freshmen in here? Sophomores? All right, good. Juniors? Great. Seniors, you're kind of late. Seniors, because the seniors won't make it. Okay, the juniors will. We go to Atlanta, first of all, New Orleans. Have anybody heard of the Bayou Classics? All right. Rocks, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. 75 to 80,000 people. No problems. Okay, I've been going for I don't know how many years. Okay, it's beautiful, a sight to see. They have the Battle of the Bands, and these two schools, Grambling and Southern, they're battling with everything on Friday night. Saturday is the game, and we walk the whole time. Okay, the city lights, and I mean, it's just beautiful. Okay, so think about that. With the money we raise, we want to give it back. So more than likely, you'll be able to go, you know, according to the scholarship availability. And we do a dinner, you know, to raise the money so we can give it back to the families to go on this tour. Okay, so we do New Orleans, we do Grambling, we do Baton Rouge, we go to Atlanta, Morehouse. The guys love Morehouse. And we do have a young man. They didn't make it. I have a feeling he's at a track meet because they do have track. So we did have a young man that won also. Morehouse, Spelman, and Clark, all on the same campus. We visit all of them. And then we go to FAMU. That's Florida A&M. And that's really beautiful. I love FAMU's band. Oh my goodness. But that's here nor there. But anyway, my son will not like that because he graduated from Southern, him and his wife. But FAMU is one of my favorite bands. But anyway, and then we come back and we come home. So it's about a week, but it is an awesome tour. And moms and dads, if you have junior high students, we have that tour as well. And we try to center it around the college break. And it kind of varies. Sometimes it coincides with the spring break here in Tucson, and sometimes it doesn't. We did get 2020 in, and those children, I'm telling you, those middle school kids, they were just like so enlightened. They could not believe that they saw people going to college that looked like them. You don't find that in Arizona too much. That's why I encourage the tour early on. And the young lady that's in grad school, she's from Marana, she went on the very first middle school tour. And she was only in 6th grade, but she knew she needed to go, and she's still going to school, getting her higher degree. So I could say a lot more. You know, I love to talk about what we do, but if you have any desires, you're not sure, here, there, moms, dad, there's money. Sometimes you don't have to pay for college, okay? Depending on what we have in front of us and how to help you to go forward. I have tons of scholarship information. We're just really all over the place when it comes to helping the children and the family, okay? So I don't have anything else other than thanking you all for being here today. I had to think outside the box. How can I make this a little festive, you know, and recognize the children as well as keeping in perimeters, okay? We have your lunch that you requested on the back table. So you take your lunch and enjoy as you go home and eat it with your child. And if you want to share with any other family members, it's okay. Oh, but I don't have anything else. Ladies, do you have something else? No, we're good. You're good? Okay. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your commitment.
We would like to personally thank our 2021 Tucson Educational Empowerment for Minorities supporters, both the individuals and businesses that allow us to keep providing educational tools for students and their families to help them prepare for college. Our 2021 business supporters include African American Legacy Fund, Arizona Health LLC, the Barbia Williams Performing Company, Clementine and Clove, Community Foundation of Southern Arizona, David and Norma Lewis Foundation, Designer Dental, the Dunbar Pavilion, JP Industries, Ken's Hardwood Barbecue, King's Cookin', McKelvey Enterprises, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, Nova Home Loans, Old Pueblo Collective, Rainmaker Technologies, Raytheon, Rising Star Missionary Baptist Church, Starbucks Foundation Neighborhood Grants Fund, State Farm Insurance, Trinity Missionary Baptist Church, Tucson Electric Power, Tucson Elite Athletic Club, and the University of Arizona Black Alumni Club. We would like to individually thank Alfreda Austin, Christina Austin, Dale Seifers, William Conley, Pastor William and Monty Dixon, Luchi Javalosa, Anthony Johnson, Ernest Rose, Genevieve Watson, Marie Williams, Mary Yarborough, and Anthony Young. If you are interested in becoming a team corporate sponsor, please contact Kay Austin at teamaz.org. Or, if you'd like to make a donation, you can support us through Cash App, PayPal, or via mail. And last but not least, we would like to say thank you for watching our 2021 annual African American Youth Heritage Day High School Essay Contest Award Ceremony, live from the Dunbar Pavilion in Tucson, Arizona. We know that times are challenging across the nation right now, so if you cannot donate, then please like and share this video so we may continue to empower bright, motivated students to move towards their educational future. This live video production has been engineered by Exothermic Films and Christian Meza Media, a local film and video production partnership based here in Tucson, Arizona, with an emphasis on small businesses and local organizations. Please email exothermicfilms@gmail.com if you're interested in working with us for your video or photo needs. Thank you again for joining us for today's live event, and congratulations to our essay contest winners. From all of us here at Team, we wish you the very best in your academic future.